Oshio. I wanted to just talk about a few things. Right now, I'm working on a little, call it a sense of humor project, a little my attempt of humor. One thing I'll tell you about it, it's the title of the piece is A Search for BoBo. And the background originally on it, before I decided to monkey with it, was BoBo had, in case you don't know who BoBo is, I've done videos showed you BoBo. He's my four-legged furry friend. Yeah, and anyway, he came out missing one day, and every one of us was all looking for him, and turned around after all that search of trouble. Somehow or another, he got underneath the house, you know. So, but we'd found him nevertheless. But anyway, I've been working on something there, and so anyway, now to get back to what I was going to talk about. Here's my thoughts. Traitors. Well, there's all kinds of traitors in this world. There's ones who are traitors to your country. There's traitors in your own family, or those who are supposed to be friends, you know, little circle thing there. So, I mean, there's all kinds of traitors in this world. And everyone, I guess, suppose, will have their own definition or thought on who or what defines a traitor. Now, this is just my thoughts, okay? And I understand that in my thoughts, either you will agree or you're not decided, or you just disagree. It doesn't matter. This is just my thoughts on this. Okay, now here we have a situation, all right, which you've already heard. Oh, Bommy Boys, our glorious leader. Anyway, where he had made a speech about Muslims, you know, and Islam and mosques and all that kind of stuff. Should I say more? Okay, you know, yes, we have freedoms in this world for each one to make their own choices. I don't deny that, that we have each one have that right. God has given us the right to choose. But you know, this glorious leader is, in my personal view, okay, is he's a traitor to this country, to the values of this country. And that's my opinion. That's my thoughts. And then you got okay. And you also got my thoughts and opinions. Anyway, about people who claim to be Christians. Now, if you're someone who's claiming to be a Christian, and you're really not, but let's just say, you know, you're claiming, whoever you is. If you're claiming to be a Christian, and yet you will do things, you know, like say if you're a writer, for instance, you can write stories about vampires and demons and werewolves, and try to use all kinds of filth in it, or insinuated filth and demonic type things, and this is what you're writing, and yet you're claiming to be a Christian, then you're a traitor to the faith. I mean, now, understand, this is my opinions, my thoughts. Okay. And then there's, you know, and there are a few other things I'd like to talk about that's kind of interrelated here. Now, like say, for instance, there was this one famous writer who was on ABC World News a couple of nights or so ago, and you know how that she was a Christian, she was quitting Christianity. From everything that I've ever seen and known of this person in her whole life, and that was far from being a Christian. She never known Jesus Christ. She might have been acquainted with hearing of Jesus, but she's never known personally Jesus. So anyway, but my whole point is there's to me, you know, there's all kinds of traitors in this world, and there's political, religious, or whatever, you know, type things. But let me just say though, because it is one thing is that you need to count the cost and know where your loyalty lies. If your loyalty is with Jesus, it does not mean that you cannot be loyal to the world and the things of this world and be loyal to God. Because even the Bible talks about how that the things and the philosophies and the thoughts of this world is an enemy of God. And if you follow along on that and go along with it, then how can you be a friend of God? How can you even say you know God? Probably never even knew Him. You knew of Him, you heard of Him, you might have read a few little pages in a Bible or a book here and there, and maybe attended church once in a great while, and you know, and all this kind of stuff. Maybe your name's on a member's roster and you think that makes you a Christian. Actually, you're not. You was not, you are not. That does not make you a Christian. That doesn't make you loyal to God. To be loyal means to walk the walk wholeheartedly, mentally, spiritually, from the heart, totally committed. Loyalty. Just like a man and a woman's marriage is supposed to be loyal to one another, committed to one another. Well, our relationship with Jesus is supposed to be loyal, committed. So, though we have someone who claims to be our glorious leader, who is, in my opinion, a traitor to this country, and then we have those others who's a traitor to their faith in Christ. They're traitors. They're traitor to their friendships and their family and etc. There's all kinds. Question is, are you faithful and totally committed to Christ? See, now this is questions I must ask my own self. You must ask your own self and be honest about it. You can say many things. It's easy to say, I am committed, but actions will speak louder than words. Is your actions louder than your words? That remains to be seen. Correct? So, these are questions you need to ask yourself, and I need to ask myself, and if we're not really sure, then you need to do something about it. Make that commitment. Okay? God bless you, and think about it. Shalom, and I hope.